My body reacted before my mind, not with fear, but with a strange, unsettling excitement. Hands touched my skin. Some I recognized. Others I didn't. An unfamiliar scent flooded my senses. Pauses that lasted too long. Breaths too close. And there I was, motionless, trying to decipher whether this was a carefully planned game or whether we were all crossing a line no one dared name out loud. When the blindfold came off, my wife was there, serene, studying me like someone evaluating a scientific experiment. She didn't want my body at that moment. She wanted my mind, my ability to endure desire without releasing it, my maturity in the face of the forbidden. The days that followed were charged with silent electricity. My mother-in-law, acutely aware of her own power, moved through the house like someone commanding an invisible chessboard. Too polite to seem like a threat. Too close to be ignored. Every brush in the hallway, every lingering look, every carefully chosen word was an unspoken invitation. My wife then put into words what hovered in the air. She didn't want betrayal, but observation. She wanted to understand how desire changes color when you add age, experience, control. She wanted to test how far we could go without exploding, or whether exploding might somehow be liberating. And so our unspoken rule was born. Everything allowed, nothing hidden, but nothing consummated. Just presence, tension, raw truth. And strangely, it bound us together more than years of predictable passion ever had. Today, we live in a harmony that would seem absurd to anyone peering in from the outside, but that makes perfect sense in here. Because we learned that desire doesn't need to be satisfied to exist. It can simply burn, controlled, acknowledged, respected. A flame that warms without destroying. A delicious danger we choose to keep alive, precisely because we know we could, at any moment, let it consume everything. The question that hangs in the air every night is simple. Will we let it? And the answer, for now, remains, not yet. For weeks, that silent tension became our routine, a dangerous game of glances, calculated closeness, and words that said everything without saying anything. But games like that have an expiration date. There comes a moment when possibility is no longer enough and must either become reality or disappear completely. It was my wife who broke the stalemate, on a night when her mother was with us again. Without warning, without preparation, she simply said, "I think we've waited long enough." It wasn't a question. It was a decision made by all of us, even if no one had put it into words before. There was something liberating in that raw honesty. We were no longer pretending it was just an intellectual flirtation, a controlled psychological experiment. It was pure desire, recognized, accepted. The older woman approached slowly, like someone who knows haste ruins mystery. Her touch was different, confident, unhesitating, imbued with an experience only time teaches. My wife watched, not with jealousy, but with an intense, almost scientific curiosity, as if discovering something about herself through that moment. And when it finally happened, it wasn't explosive or desperate. It was fluid, natural, as if it had always been inevitable. 3 people navigating unknown territory, guided not by rules, but by absolute trust. Afterward, in the silence that followed, there was no guilt, only clarity. We had crossed the line we'd circled for months, and on the other side we didn't find destruction. We found a new form of intimacy, more honest, more raw, more real. The tension didn't disappear completely. It simply changed shape. Now it was the tension of knowing we could cross that line again whenever we wanted, and that perhaps this possibility is even more powerful than the act itself. Because we finally understood that true power lies neither in resisting desire, nor in surrendering completely to it. It lies in choosing, consciously, when and how to let it exist.